Smart 24, driving business.
Well, it's exactly 7 minutes past 8. You're still watching Smart Main's Business. I'm Andrew Bariji this morning, and I'm driving you all the way. That is up to 9:50. That is AM. But well, on that notice, I still love to remind you that anytime from now, the markets on the Zabo platform are going to be in operation. And to participate, it's quite very simple. Dial star tonight, wash, and you'll be in position to buy government bond securities for just 15,000 Ugandan shillings. But of course, you can still choose to invest more than that. But Zabo says, well, come with 15,000 Ugandan shillings. Let's grow together. And later on, you will be in position to actually expand your investment opportunities with Zabo as you grow that way. Now, the markets are exactly 8:15 a.m. As I speak right now, about 7-8 minutes left. They will be opening and they will run up to 3:15 p.m. That is East African time. This is effective Monday up to Friday. Apart from the weekends and the public holidays, when these markets cannot be accessed. But of course, despite that, you have the rest of the days to capitalize and make money. Something which I believe is quite key and important for your financial growth and development. And that's why Zabo confidently says, my money, my future. And Alltex East Africa tells you, well, you got to do something new for yourself. Remember, it is 2023. Well, at this point in time, it's a Smart Means Business Inspiration Hour. Of course, like young and vibrant entrepreneurs, the next generation, it's very key and important to get inspired, and it matters who our mentors be like. And that's why we purposely come out with these business tips and quotes as we pick a leaf from the forefathers of entrepreneurship. Let's get into this. Well, you have not failed. Actually, you've just found out 10,000 ways that actually don't work. When you have such a mindset, you will definitely never be discouraged by what life presents towards you. You know, you won't consider yourself a failure, and it all starts with what you see yourself being, and that will result to the outcomes. You know, it will determine how you're going to be doing. If you think yourself as a failure, it will definitely manifest into the outside, and you will definitely act like one. And that will make you miss out on potential opportunities that would actually have made you somebody much more better as a result of that. That's why that is quite key and formidable. Well, now we also had something to do with, when you have the secret of you making it in life is actually you get started. Then he mentioned something as we proceeded from that it's quite, when you have something quite very big, for example, you have this vision of probably you want to be a billionaire in 20 years' time. It could be in dollars or you get in shillings, whatever your vision is and whatever your faith is like. But that is quite so huge. You need to break it down into doable steps, and something very huge, but you break it into smaller particles which can be consumed by you, because once you break down those tasks for you to make 1 billion into smaller tasks, that means you'll be at least every day or every week you can set a target for yourself of what you will actually be achieving as a result of that. Before you know it, as the year goes, because you set yourself a daily target, you set yourself a weekly target, you set yourself a monthly target, and you set yourself a yearly target. That's how you actually achieve visions, by setting targets. But you can only have a target when you broke that whole vision into smaller steps that can actually be doable to reach in there. Well, it's exactly 12 minutes past 8. This is Smart Means Business. I'm Andrew Barija, definitely bringing you this information just right about now. Well, now we're done with our inspirational moment, and now let's cross to see what's really trending out there on social media, and it's making some sense. Now, this is Uganda Investment Authority, Mbale Industrial Park. Of course, focuses on agriculture products, processing, and building materials, machinery manufacturing, daily necessities like clothes and textile, electronic gadgets, pharmaceutical and chemical industries. Hashtag invest in Uganda. This is the Mbale Industrial Park, and I can see this is at Aaron Mwesugwa 2. Giving us that out. Yeah, of course, recently the president launched industrial parks, and I think about 6 industries were put up there. That was in Bali, but the ultimate question is trying to ask ourselves and find out of what impact this is going to be to the economy and also the livelihoods of the people when it comes to employment generation. Now, today, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is set to commission. That is the UIA Industrial Park that currently has 34 investors at different levels of operation, employing, that is over 5,000 Ugandans. And by the end of 2023, 10 new factories will be actually put in place for that to be. Hashtag invest in Uganda. So that is all what we can actually see. This is a proud Mufumbira giving us this particular insight from that perspective. Yeah, let's wait and see how these zones are actually going to really be of impact to the livelihoods of Ugandans. Now, we still see here the industrial park. This is at Editor Musi. The industrial park currently has 34 investors at different levels of operation, employing over 5,000 Ugandans. And by the end of 2023, 10 new factories will be ready for commissioning. Yes, this is still Mbale Industrial Park, hashtag invest in Uganda. That is the way to go, actually, investing in the country. Of course, we keep the money in here because we see majority of the foreigners actually repatriate the money back to their countries. If we have Ugandans investing in Uganda, probably there will be that aspect of patriotism. Now, this is the government of Uganda, says, Uganda Industrial Park hosts about 34 investors at different phases, empowering over 5,000 Ugandans with jobs. The president is expected to launch that. I think we did that. This is at Namanya Boaz, saying that at 9 factories, groundbreaking function of about 9 factories. But of course, we anticipate the zone to grow much more bigger with quite half a number of factories. That is in Bali. And Bali has quite a great potential when it comes to, majority of the regions have not really been fully exploited. That is in Uganda. And, well, I believe they all need some sort of... Okay, now this is at Ronald Muchibi 8. He says that with the incorporation of robust infrastructure like to Uganda Invest Industrial Park, Mbale has morphed into East Africa's agricultural powerhouse, emerging as a pivotal source of substance for both the nation and the region. For both the nation and the region at the same time. So you can really see that, what is happening there. Emerging as a pivotal source of sustenance for both nation and the region. Yes, agriculture. And of course, we can look at the fertile soils and all that. Now, this is at Serenkuma this afternoon. Jubilant youth at Bali Industrial Park Factory warmly welcome President Museveni with resounding cheers from the No Change. And of course, they celebrate the unwavering leadership and development that has granted them opportunities. This is Bali Industrial Park. Invest in Uganda. This is what we're seeing in here. And yeah, it's quite an interesting. The Mbali Industrial Park trading in Uganda. Now, of course, this is at Real Da Santa. He says, discover the Sino-Ugandan Mbali Industrial Park spanning over 2.5 square kilometers. The state-level industrial hub brings a wave to progress to Uganda. Now, with over 30 factories operational, more on the horizon, it's a beacon of employment to Ugandans. That is something we can actually look up to. The industrial park, which President Yoweri Museveni recently launched as a result of that. Now, the bigger picture is that how positioned are we as, of course, the beneficiaries, the stakeholders, to actually partake of this opportunity, of this employment opportunity that is going to be generated, and also the revenue which is going to be coming as a result of that. Well, that is it for our social media trends, but of course still to come later on into the show at exactly 9 a.m. with my guest Evelyn is going to be here, and we are going to be really breaking down matters to do with there is it so happens that today in the generation of the youth, there is some sort of a gap when it comes to economic inclusion, getting to understand factors, because we want to understand how can we best bridge the divide, the financial divide, the economic divide between the old and the youth currently today. Majority of the youth seem to be detached from so many economic realities, let me say that, in the current atmosphere and the current generation, in the current world. I don't know what could really be the factors, but of course it's understandable. It could be as a result of the changing environment globally and what society is raising. Perceptions of the different people actually all changing in some sort of a way, and these are some of the aspects of the matters that we need to really understand. But it's always very important. I know there is this perspective we can have in life, is that I'm still young. I'm not even supposed to be in the know of some of these aspects. But well, the earlier you get exposed to these economic realities, the faster you'll actually make the right decisions. Because regardless of what you feel, the fun you have as a youth, it's very understandable as a young person. But remember, a time is going to come and you can't sustain that fun anymore. Because why? You need money, you need finances, you need a substance to keep on funding that reality, to keep manifesting your way. So that's why we have such initiatives, getting to understand. And remember, this has been a youth month, which is concluding today on the 31st. So such matters are quite key and very important. We see a generation of so many startups that are in there, but still very upset that not so many still make up a year when it comes to sustainability. What could be the cause? Those are some of the factors that we're going to actually be discussing about. And of course, how best the youth can position themselves. We see the African Continental Free Trade Area actually has a youth council within it, and that avails quite lots of opportunities with what the youth can actually trade in terms of goods and services to the different nations of Africa. Are quite friendly, because the tax policies are not going to be really that much of an effect when we actually officially start this market together. Now we already are looking into the East African region, actual integration, not just in words, but an actual integration. So many of these factors will have to be really looked into and considered as a result of that. So that's why today we decided to see how can we bridge that information gap, that economic gap, and that is from the youth, between the youth and the elders, so that we can have a balance. What does there ought to be a transfer of knowledge from generation to generation, or else, like somebody said, that tough times create strong men, and strong men create easy times, and easy times create weak people, and weak people create again tough times, and it's always a cycle. Is that what we are heading into as a country, Uganda, and as Africa at large? Well, that cannot be a cycle that we can actually keep on repeating every other day. Because if we talk about development, being third world nation, it starts with you, and it starts with you most especially being at a young age, because we think that probably to make things happen, I need to be at a certain age in life. Well, that age in life is, this younger age is a foundation for that, such that by the time you make that age, by the time you get to the age when you're supposed to be of great impact to your country, you actually have a foundation of experience, of economic realities that you can put a part of you. This information is quite very key and important. Exposure is very key. Getting as much knowledge as you can about matters surrounding your environment, away from just getting any information. Whatever information you get, it matters a lot. It matters what you take in and what you conceal as an individual. It has an impact for you in the future, and that has been the issue mainly with the young generation as we speak of late. Well, it's exactly 22 minutes past 8, and as we speak right now, the markets on the Zabo are ready now in operation. At exactly 8:15, they actually started to operate. Now, to participate, it's quite simple. Star 292 hash is simply the code for you there, and here you will be in position to actually buy government bonds and securities for just 15,000 Ugandan shillings. Now, at 8:15, they opened, and we anticipate they're going to run. They're rather going to run from 8:15 up to 3:15 p.m. That is East African time. This runs Monday up to Friday, apart from the weekends and the public holidays when these markets cannot be accessed. But of course, despite that, you have the rest of the days to capitalize and make money, something which I believe is very key and very instrumental when it comes to your financial growth and development as an individual. So Zabo made this a reality for you, and regardless of where you're located, whether you're uptown, whether you're in the north, east, west, south, you can participate by simply dialing star 292 hash. And that's why Zabo simply says, my money, my future, and Alterx East Africa clearly tells you, well, you got to do something new for yourself. Remember, it is 2023. Well, now, Smart Means Business takes a short break, and when I return back, I shall be taking a look at what's happening on the world of sports and business entertainment at the same time. Stick around.
Smart 24, driving business.